Oh, my name is Ashley Kleinsmith, and if you are watching this video, it's because one of our fabulous consultants has asked you to just take a minute to listen to a little bit about our Mary Kay. We love to share our favorite things about what we do, and at the end, I'm going to ask a couple questions. We'd love to have you share your answers with your consultant. We do different types of drawings. So whatever we're doing that month, it might be free product, it might be an event. Your consultant will give you that information when you share your answer. Again, my name is Ashley Kleinsmith, and I'm so excited to introduce you to my mentor and my mother. Her name is Shauna Schneider. She's going to tell you a little bit about her Mary Kay journey and then turn it back over to me. But she's also my hero, so you are going to be blessed to hear from her.
Wow, how can I beat an introduction like that? Thank you, Ashley. You know, I'm excited to get to share on a live hangout like this because we have so many women all over the country on our teams, and I want you to know who we are. I live in southern Kansas on a ranch, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and so this is a way for me to get to know you personally and for you to know who we are. I started Mary Kay when I was 19 years old. And honestly, I never intended to do anything other than make a few $100s a month in the beginning. I had more month than money at the end of the month with my job, and I wanted to make a little extra. I had stopped my college education for a year to just kind of make some money, and I didn't really want to sell anything. But there were some girls where I worked who used Mary Kay that were going to buy from me, and I thought, you know, I'll sell to them and I'll make a little money on the side. Well, I accidentally did a party. Someone asked me to do a party, and at that party, I made over $30 an hour. And you guys, that was back in the late 70s, early 80s, and that was a lot of money back then per hour. And I thought, wow, I'm going to do this some more. And so I went to training. I learned how to build a business. And within 6 months, I was matching my salary, doing Mary Kay about 6 to 8 hours a week versus my 40-hour week. I must be nervous. My nose is itching. Anyway, the rest is history. I've been with Mary Kay ever since I was 19. There was a time for 12 years when Mary Kay supported my family as a single mom without any other child support. And so it allowed me to be a work-at-home mom and to raise my girls. It's allowed me to have free cars since 1984, a new car every 2 years, and pink Cadillac since 1996. What I've liked best over the years changes as a different phase of life happens. What I love now is that at this time in my life, Mary Kay allows me to work from our ranch in a very rural community and to work from home and still make a six-figure income. At a time when women my age in corporate America may not be as secure in their jobs, I'm at the jumping off place. It's given me the best friends I've ever had and allowed me to work in a positive atmosphere where I got to put my faith first and my family second, my career third. And now I have to tell you that having my daughter work with me in this business is about the biggest compliment I could have ever had. So I know she's got some things to share with you, Ashley. I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Mom, for sharing that. You know, my story, what I love to tell people about my Mary Kay journey is I was kind of tricked into this. I was given an ultimatum of, you know, start your business, you can buy your products from me at full price. It's totally your choice. And when at that season in my life, I didn't wear makeup. I used skincare products and I loved them. I really hadn't given a lot of thought to starting my business. I knew that someday I probably would because I wanted the lifestyle that we grew up having. I wanted Mom's life. And I didn't really want to pay full price. So I decided to sign my agreement and really decided quickly that I might quit. Really out of fear of failure. I thought if I fail at this, then I don't know if I can survive that. But if I say that I chose to quit, then it was my choice. And you may be able to relate to that. Well, a very wise mentor, Shauna, gave me some advice and she just challenged me to practice and I would earn a prize at the end of this practice. So I did that. I had a lot of fun. My confidence grew a little bit and I thought I would do it again. And, you know, from that, about a year later, I was able to earn a career car. My team and I earned a career car, and not having a car payment now for all of these years has allowed us to accelerate our house payments, to give more radically, and to set aside, to save, to invest. So early on, my passion really became debt freedom and being able to teach other people how to do the same thing, pay off our home, have college set aside for our children, even before I was married. Just those thoughts, those things really excited me. So in college, I was able to do some really great things, pay for a study abroad program in France, have LASIK surgery, pay off school when I graduated. And so having the control, the freedom, and the flexibility that went along with that was huge for me. My favorite thing about what's tied to this debt freedom idea is taking my consultants that have goals, financial goals, and they could be small, like a $50 bill, and we make a plan to do that each month consistently. It may be adopting a baby. It may be retiring a husband. It may be leaving a career currently to stay home with children. It might be making enough money to put children in daycare part-time for her sanity. But those things really drive me and the choices that they've given us. And one of the things I love to share with my consultants is that their purchases with me allow me to change my family tree, allow me choices for my children that I wouldn't have had otherwise, and that I'm forever thankful for that. So my dream really is tied to the idea that women can have their cake and eat it too, and that they can manage their money in a way that allows them to have choices they wouldn't have had otherwise. Now, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Shauna, so you can share with us the avenues of income.
Thanks, Ashley. You know, there's several ways in Mary Kay that we get to earn money. And the first way, of course, is through sales. Whether that's at a makeover with one woman or you've got a group of women, 3 to 6. And the consultants in our area average between $30 to $50 an hour doing that kind of appointment. You guys, that doesn't mean I haven't had a zero appointment, because I have. I'm going to have another one. But I've also had a $600 appointment, and I've had a $1,000 appointment. So when I say that the consultants in our area average about 30 to 50 an hour, that's just the high and the low together, but it's still great part-time money for an extra hour or two a week holding an appointment. Then one of my favorite avenues of income is reorders, because we sell a consumable product. And you know, the one thing that I was so discouraged about when I worked an 8 to 5 job was that I got paid for today once. And I could spend that money at the grocery store on the way home from work. And I traded a whole day of my life for a bag of groceries. But you know, every time I develop a client and I give good service, I get paid over and over and over for things I did 3 months ago, 3 years ago, and now 30 years ago. So I love the fact that when I'm building my business, I'm investing in my future income in my reorder business. And then, of course, our third avenue of income is team building. We get to pick who we want to work with. And when we do that, Mary Kay pays us commissions to help mentor other women. And then, of course, if you want to build a customer base and a team at the same time, that's how we earn our career cars. And Mary Kay pays for our car, our tags, our taxes, and a big portion of our insurance. We get a new car every 2 years. And then the fourth avenue of income is leadership. That's what Ashley and I do. We're called independent sales directors. And so as a sales director, I still hold personal appointments. I'd be crazy not to. I still have reorders. I have my own personal team. But as an independent sales director, Mary Kay pays me commissions and bonuses to help women develop a Mary Kay business. And you know, I can tell you from my personal experience that my first few years as a sales director, I earned $34,000 a year. Now, you guys, I don't know if that sounds like a lot to you, but that was back in the early 80s, and I was in my 20s. I didn't have a college education. And I still think it's amazing that Mary Kay would give me that much money for being that young and without a degree. And now Mary Kay's paid me over 6 figures since mid-90s. And you know what? I'm not done yet. So we get to decide if we want to work part-time and make a few $100s a month, or if we want to work full-time and make a whole bunch more and turn it into a career. Now, I know this information may have caused you to have some questions, so I'm going to turn it back over to Ashley, and she's going to answer the most common questions. Ash?
You know, I want to share with you some of the most common questions that I get, but then I also, some of the reasons why someone might say no, because those go together. So a lot of times my great customers say, you know what, I talk about this, I lead people to you all the time. If I were going to do this, like how much would it cost me? Well, our starter kit's $100 and it comes with lots of full-size products, enough to demo on faces. It has your trays, it has your sponge tips, 400 plus product wise. And sometimes the company does specials where we get a little extra bonus product. And so your consultant has that information for you. But the kit's $100 and I can spend that on a shopping trip anywhere that I go very easily. That $100 has truly changed the trajectory of my life. And then people ask me a lot, where can I work? What's kind of my space, my territory? Well, we don't have territories. So when you have a friend who moves away, you can still work with her. If you want to travel somewhere, I remember on our second anniversary, our waitress at the place that we stayed, it was a lodge, became a customer and then became a consultant. It was so much fun. And it was neat because my husband was like, you have got to talk to this girl. We're on a vacation, but you have to talk to her. And then the training that we received, the leadership. Let me go back and post the question. People say, how am I going to learn to do what you do? We have incredible training. And there's more training than you could possibly ever take in a lifetime that's available live over webinars. We have recorded classes from the company. They provide live training that we can attend over the internet as well. And so the training is available, but what I love about the idea of our training is that you are getting leadership development, mentorship, and you're able to mentor others through the things that you learn. So it's life skills, it's money management, time management, skill management, and emotional management. Another question I get a lot of the times is, what if I change my mind? Because, I might want to give this a try, but I don't know what kind of commitment is expected. You guys, that is a great question because you want to be able to try something. And what I tell my consultants, my customers who decide they want to become consultants, is if you decide that this was just not for you, use up the products in the starter kit, stick it under your bed, don't tell another person that you're a consultant, and go back to being a customer and a hostess. That's a pretty easy decision. And then I just want to switch gears a little bit and talk about all the reasons why someone might say no. So the first one that I hear a lot is, I don't know enough people. And I could relate to that because my mom had been a consultant 19 years in a row before I became a consultant. And so anyone I would have worked with already in our circle of influence was potentially her customer. So I thought, and she shared with me some wisdom that Mary Kay had given her, that if I knew 2 people, she could teach me how to make this business work. And so I facialed my 2 roommates, and they invited a girl from class who booked a party. And those are all things I learned through training. But that party, there was a party booked from that, and then another party booked from that. And at the end of the year, I had 300 connections. I facialed 300 women that were new customers of mine. Another thing I hear a lot of times is now's just not the right time. And you guys, what I figure is that if we waited to have kids for the perfect timing, it may never happen. A lot of times when you want to do something, you carve out the space to make it happen and you figure it out. What I love about this business is as a part-time career, it's not like a part-time job where you have to be somewhere for 4 to 6 to 8 hours at a time. It really is something we weave in and out of our schedules. And when we talk about time management, we put everything down on paper that's important, all the way down to date night, the job, classes, anything that you would take, kids' activities, and we see where Mary Kay might fit in and weave in and out of that. So we do it a little at a time, part-time. I also ask the question a lot. Someone asked me this, and this was brilliant. She said, were you any less busy 6 months ago? And I'm not. I love to have a full life. Do you foresee being any less busy 6 months from now? No. So when we talk about the right timing, if it's something you can't quit thinking about, now might be the time. Another thing I hear a lot is, I know someone who tried that and did not do a great job. She totally failed. Well, owning a business is not for everyone. But when I have a friend who decides not to work someplace like the bank anymore, I don't wonder what was wrong with the bank. I just say, wow, she wanted a different change, or that's too bad that she decided to leave there. I've heard great things about that place to work. We also, don't go through life not doing things that other people weren't good at. If I want to run a marathon, I don't contact the person who didn't do it. I contact the people that did, and I say, tell me what you did to train. Another thought on that, and when you get married, you don't contact your divorced friends to get advice, right? We just don't do that. And then we all know people that have a gym membership, but maybe are not in shape because they don't show up, they don't go. And the people in Mary Kay that show up and receive the mentorship have the success in their business that they want, that they find important. And then another one that I hear all the time is I'm just scared. Like, I have such fear. And you guys, to be honest, I still suffer with some anxiety because what we do on a daily basis is stuff outside of our comfort zone to reach out to our customers. We put ourselves out there, we're vulnerable, but I think that's what my customers love best is the transparency, the realness of who I am. But fear is false evidence appearing real. And that's what your mentors are here to talk to you about, is walk through that. Okay, what about this is tough for you? Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about some different scenarios and some things that you could say to this customer when you follow up with her. So those are kind of the most common. You might share with your consultant if you come up with another reason why you would possibly say no. But I'm going to turn it back over to you, Shauna, again, one more time as we kind of close out.
Thanks, Ashley. You know, I just want to thank everybody who tuned in to listen to tonight, this morning, or today, whenever you do listen. And I want to tell you how much we appreciate your support of your consultant's business. Mm-hmm. You know, you might be helping a college girl make enough money that she doesn't have to get another job, that she can work around her college and her personal life. She may be just making a few $100s a month. You might be helping a young mom who just wants to stay at home with her babies. Important job. You might be helping someone like I used to be, a single mom who didn't want to leave her children and go into the workforce and wanted to raise her kids from home, but still needed to make a corporate income. You might be helping a woman who just wants to make a little extra money for her family vacation each year on top of her full-time job. Or you might be helping someone who just retired and decided they didn't want to retire yet and just needed to make some extra money. All those kind of women build a business with Mary Kay. And without you, our customers, we wouldn't have a business. So thank you. Now, Ash, I know you have a couple of thoughts before we end.
I do. I have two closing questions. These are the things I want you to ponder and answer. Share this with your consultant. She's going to share this with the person who mentors her. And it's a great training experience. It's great learning for us. We love to get feedback, just like we do on the products. When you share with us what you love about them, it helps us to know how to market them to our other customers. The first question I want to ask you is, pretend with me for a minute that you're a consultant. You just thought she was having way too much fun without you, and you decided to start a Mary Kay business today. Fast forward a year from today. How might your life be improved based on what you now know about our business? So that's the first question. The second is, on a scale of 1 to 3, how would you rate yourself? 1 would be, you know, Ashley, I'd probably rather cut my toe off than consider Mary Kay for myself, but I will be a great support to my consultant. And 2 would be, I'm a little intrigued. I might need some more information. I don't want to say never, but just a little intrigued. And 3 would be, I am so excited. Let's do this. Sign me up. And if you're a 3, it might be something that you thought about. You just needed that additional little edge of information, or it may be that you've been looking for something like this, or maybe that you weren't at all, but something that you heard today, you thought, yes, this is the kind of a place that I think I could play and play big. And I look forward to the mentorship. So again, we thank you for listening in, and we just hope you have a fabulous day.